Right, it's fresh and early on a Saturday morning. We've got a nice bit of weather for a change. The sky is blue. It's a little bit chilly, but it's I'm sure it's still going to burn off and warm up a little bit. So I'm just going to go at masking out where I want to cut, because I know there's a little bit of rotten here. So this piece here is actually the step. This piece here is actually the floor, obviously, of the actual cab. There's a little bit of rot here, which is actually in the step area, so I'm going to have to make sure, even if my replacement I think comes up to around about there, so I'm going to have to cut sort of at that area out, and if I'll put repair on, I'll just make sure that's definitely the new bit of step going in to make sure we get rid of that bit of rot. So when you look at the actual step, the step obviously comes up and goes around to here, so that tape line I've put is actually around about here. I'm hoping to cut through the original piece of the flooring, which is not here, obviously in the cab, and obviously just on the edge of the old step. So that's what I'm going to do, is try and whiz the grinder on that edge there. You see where sort of give me a reminder it's obviously that edge rather than the other one, all the way along to there. I'll be trying, initially I might actually leave this piece here, which is actually I think part of the back of the step. It's actually right on the outrigger. But we'll definitely be cutting off or taking this piece off here, this piece off here, and then once all that's out, seeing eventually whether or not the step area will come up into here. If not, I might have to grind some more this away to make some more room. Oh, sorry, yeah, so that's the area, that's the idea anyway. So I need to fire up the old grinder, do a bit of cutting. Yeah, it's a little while later, and I've managed to do what I was trying to do. Obviously cut the sort of seat retaining area out all the way up to the front, so that's going to be the front of the actual arch repair that's going in. This was actually the obviously the piece that came out, and as you can see, the bottom piece was actually the step material, and the top piece that's just sort of bent back in itself is the original floor stuff. I'm just going to try and expose a few more spot welds here. Maybe try and clean these up and get these out as well. Get this area nice and clean, get this bit off as well. Yeah, coming along as expected. I'm just picking away at trying to get the rear of the step out at the moment, just trying to drill out obviously the spot welds where I can, just use a little chisel. This is what I normally use then, just to try and sort of drive it in between the skins. I'm just working my way around the bottom now, so I've just exposed what appears to be another sort of spot weld in here. I'm going to whack another centre pot in there, try and get that one out, then hopefully I can peel the rest of this back end off and then start sort of playing around with this back of this inner sill here. Right, I've managed to pick out the remainder of the step all the way around. So this obviously is the back of the door. Coming around to the area where the actual fixing bolts were for the seat. To the front again where the first outrigger is. There'll probably be a need for a bit of a patch over that front section of the floor, because the actual, I think the step comes around to about the middle there, so yeah, I'll just have to put a patch over that bit. And then obviously I'm going to have to put the strip back in here, which is going to be the top, or just above the actual step section, and all the way around to the front for now. So I might have a bit of a trial fit in a minute, see if I can get the actual step area to go in there, see how hard it will be, and any bits I might have to cut off. So that bit hopefully will soon be sitting in this hole. Right, I'm just doing the first trial fit of the step. Was a bit of a fight to get it in, as you would imagine. Obviously things move over the years and it's a pattern part, so it may not be exactly as Ford intended, but yeah, it's got it in here in the end. So this is actually the back of the sill, the inner sill that I mentioned, so I might be able to use some of this to come off to create the bottom of a sill here. Yet the original sill repair piece ends about there, so I've obviously got to bridge the gap somehow, find something decent to hold on to, try and obviously create a nice bit here. So yeah, a little bit of fabrication required there. Nice opportunity to put a few little tacks in here where it attaches to the outrigger. Likewise At the front out we go again. Be a nice opportunity to clear up a few of these edges here just to get some tacks on it. And yeah, I'm hoping all this bit here, this is the front of the inner sill repair section where it would go to. This is going to be pretty good metal, what I can see of it so far it is. As I said earlier on, if I can cut all this off and it's all clean off, it's all good. And I might just cut the seal back on this edge here and join onto it, obviously reinforce it on the inside as well. Some people that I've seen on YouTube do actually go through the effort to actually seal this up as well, because obviously that's clearly where the water will get in. So this may well need to be sealed with some sort of seam sealer. It's obviously only spot welded. It will be getting a good coat of under seal after I finish with it as well. Let's have a little bit around the inside, if I can get my old body out. So yeah, so I had to bend that up a little bit in a minute, so that will obviously go down once I put a bit of a repair section in there. That should close up easy enough here, obviously around here. Might need a bit more force to take it down a little bit. There clearly was a little bit of either mismeasuring, or this is a different width, this one to the old one, because there is a bit of a gap there. But as I said earlier on, I've got a low repair section over here anyway. And obviously I've just had a quick check, the actual holes line up reasonably well once the seat's back in squarely. Around the back, obviously I've got to get part of the inner seal comes up in here as well, but yeah, that's not looking too bad at the moment. So reasonably level where the remainder of the old seal is. Fits the gap quite well there. That's the remainder of the the lip from the art. So yeah, pretty happy with that so far. Always going to be in and out a few times to get things ready. Yeah, let's see how it progresses. Right, I've been out there about 3 hours now. Just been doing a couple more trial fits just to see where I've got relief stuff, but it all seems to be coming together pretty good. Obviously we've got the outer seal clamped on now, the inner, so the outer arch area clamped on, then the steps into place, and this bit here, this is the piece that I'm going to put underneath, so I can get the till under there at the moment. And obviously it should sit up, hopefully, it's simple like that. It goes right up to the top, just looking at the holes here. So I'll go up a little bit more. I've left the holes on this panel here, the repair panel, so I can see how they line up them ones. So they're not far off. The middle one there has got a little clip on it, but the bottom and the top one are pretty good. Yeah, so it sits a little bit higher up on the seal than the on the edge here. So I'll just be able to get away with a couple of little bits of stitch welding again, just close it all in. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. We've obviously got to make up that extension piece yet. At the back, it's going to go from here to the good metal. Right, moving on a nice little pace this afternoon and the back end of the morning. I made an extension piece up for the inner seal and obviously cut it a little bit, still a bit long. I'm going to have to trim a little bit more off. I'm just using these holes to line up with the inner seal. Yeah, that's all extended on, obviously, you see, and trimmed up as much as I need to, because I want to be able to get right up beneath the back of the step that goes up, touches the sort of back bottom of the step. And this gives me an opportunity to try and weld it onto the remaining good bit of metal at the back. There will be a little bit of an infill panel I have to do once it's actually fitted. I can't really get that bit on done until I've actually got this bit on first of all. Mocked up a couple of times, just getting things in and out. So I've had the thing in and out a couple of times, just working out all the different bits and fitments and stuff, and I've just gone around and drilled some areas when we're doing some plug welding. I've got lucky enough to be given a spot welder a few years ago that I haven't put to much use because obviously no need to. So I'm hoping to deploy that to use it on doing the sort of the seal area, or the sort of the door edge here at the bottom, and wherever I can get to the two surfaces, I want to try and use that. So I don't need to do all the areas here because I'm going to be able to use spot welder and here. But obviously at the back here, this one's actually got corrugated pieces, where the one that came out really only went down to about there, so this bit wasn't even really there on the other one. The corrugated bits does make it awkward to get seating, so I'm just flattening it out a bit to make it sort of go on the back, plus I can then spot weld through the flat bits and the corrugated bits. It's obviously attached to the outrigger at the back there. I've got a bit more clean up to do just to work out where I'll need to sort of take some of the rust treatment that I put on here just off, so I can obviously drill through to the metal. I've had a go at repairing the front edge here, and obviously the couple of lines where I caught was cutting through, went through the inner arch, so they've all been ground back, welded and ground back again. And as you can see, the rust treatment's gone on there, just sort of slowly going black. I've also done the inside the arch here, cleaned a bit of the arch up. I need to do a little bit more at the front here with the Dremel. Can't get in there anymore with the grinder. And then what I'm going to do on this area is certainly cut all this lot in under seal. Same with the inside of the first outrigger. Get that good coating as well. Again, just on the areas that I can do that I haven't got to weld through. And then hopefully, if not this afternoon or this evening, I'll end up trying to start tacking in the step area, and then the rest should hopefully follow pretty soon after that. Right, it's the end to another long day. I've got the steps sitting in and just tacked it in a couple of places because as I was trying to move things around, catch chips on moving, so the intention is to try and clamp everything where I wanted it, which I had a quick go at doing. Before I went in for the last time, I undersealed inside the actual outrigger, and you can see I've undersealed underneath the actual arch here. Got all the areas sort of prepared for the welding. As this is a galvanised panel and the others are as well, I need to sort of grind off the contact areas so I get a decent bit of weld, because obviously I didn't do it on this one here, so I took it back out again and had another go. Yeah, they're sitting in there now. I've got the panels inside the workshop all to be sort of ground off, get all the paint off them. They're going to come out tomorrow hopefully and get everything clamped in and start tacking rings in place. Obviously make sure it's all fitting before I actually commit myself to anything. Yeah, good hard day, but definitely making progress.